Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day on behalf of SFU's Student Athlete Advisory Committee. On this day, we recognize and celebrate the legacy of a man who dedicated his life's work to fighting for the fair treatment of all. He did this through his actions and his words, which echoed a message of equality and peace. This is a message that is still being echoed to this day, over 50 years after his passing. This message has not continued to be echoed simply because it's a positive message, but because it is a very necessary message. Issues regarding equality and peace have caused 2021 to look much like 1968. City streets continue to be the addresses of which both injustice and protest call home. Millions march and advocate for the fair treatment of all, just as King did many decades ago. King's most famous speech was a description of a dream that was meant to replace the nightmare of a reality that he and so many others were experiencing. The sad truth is that if Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were alive today, he would still be dreaming. Over half of a century later, and he would still be fighting for equality. Issues like racism or any type of injustice must be everyone's issue and not simply a them issue. We will have representatives from SAAC reading quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. As they read these quotes, I ask that you look inside yourself and you ask yourself, what can you do or what can you change to make Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream come true? Thank you.
At this time, I have the honor to present to you the moral leader of our nation. I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
I dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious races, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day, right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers.
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together.
This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, "Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last."